in all of the Pennsylvania prisons, which was 30 plus, had boxing in a penitentiary. That was part of baseball, flag football, handball on the wall. That spark, that flame came back from little short amateur career I had. That's how I built my reputation up in my neighborhood. I always fight in the streets, fighting in school.
How old were you when you first boxed as an amateur? Like, when did you first walk?
At 9 years old. My uncle took me to the gym, my mother's brother, because my father had a brother that boxed too. And they all was my weight, I was all their weight when I started, middleweight. My uncles on both sides of the tree, mother and father, boxed at middleweight in the 60s, 70s, early 70s. So it's in my DNA.
Right.
Can't help myself. It's who I am and who I became. But I got back to it when I went to the penitentiary.
So when you were an amateur, were you taking it seriously, or were you?
No, I wasn't taking it seriously.
You weren't fully committed.
I was eating everything everybody else was eating at that age in the neighborhood and what was there. I mean, I remember fighting and getting a trophy about this big. It's always the same stance, right? Plastic trophy. But, to me, that was like a gold medal.
Yeah.
They got the trophy shown to everybody in the neighborhood and the elementary school I was at. And they take you to, I don't want to get no free commercials, but they take you to this still around, to get a hamburger and French fries, and you probably know, to take you there. We happy. That was it.
Right.
Amateur program, but it was like the PAL, right? I don't know if they have it here in Texas, the PAL, called the Police Athletic League. It's big over there in the East Coast. So the PAL League was structured to get young black urban men that's on the corner, or young boys, right, to go to PAL. Now, anybody can go there, but mostly it was in our neighborhood. They would, come to the gym and, you can sign up for amateur boxing. You could be Olympic gold medal. You can do this and do that. But I had, family members. I was in my DNA. Once I was taken to the gym by Artie McLeod. We call him Artie, but it was Arthur McLeod, called him Moose. My mother's brother, middleweight, badass. Look him up, Artie McLeod. The streets took his career, obviously based on what? Lifestyle. The streets of Philadelphia, the blue-collar town worker. Philadelphia can make you or break you when it comes to making it out of there, right? Not only sports, any entertainer, any success that you might have on your back, in the community. And again, Philly, there's love there. But a lot of us don't make it out, even though the talent was better than mine.
Just
strong, right?
The trap of the streets.
The trap of the streets, but they're also what you're used to doing and what you're used to thinking. Listen, until I traveled through boxing, tell you how much boxing did for me. To travel around the world multiple times, meet multiple people from every class of life that I believe, I'm pretty sure it's people I haven't met. But from here to there to status or power or influencers, I say, man, the world ain't just no Philly. The world is not just Raymond Rosen projects. So I start understanding now, like even sitting there watching at that time, how the fork and the spoon and the butter knife is on one side of the table. And I'm looking at, look, this guy's taking a knife and putting it on the floor. I think he's putting it on his lap. I mean, this might sound ignorant, but you got to understand from that mindset of what I'm saying, not understand my experience, because some haven't. But I start paying attention. That was the key. Just like in the boxing business, I start paying attention. And then once I got to the point where I had a voice, means I had to do something in boxing. Nobody cares if you consider it nobody. 10-1, because I lost my first fight. Atlantic City to Clinton Mitchell. I was out for 9 months out of penitentiary. I wanted to get right back in the ring before I grabbed a kilo of cocaine like everybody was selling in the 80s and 90s.
That was the plan?
I had a choice to do one or the other.
Right.
Everybody, listen, anybody on the West Coast and East Coast know the 80 and the 90 era.